I would like to know how many people in the United States that you think have a phone or own a phone or have a telephone that they could communicate on. Really, not many, because some people are not able to attain phones. Some people are not able to use phones. Some people haven't even heard of a phone. Honestly, I think that it's hard for people to understand that phones are necessary in this world, because just in case of an emergency or anything happens to you or one another, it'll be hard for them to get in contact with you, because they may be so far away, and it's kind of hard for them to try to get in touch with you because you don't have a phone, you don't own a phone. Some people think that phones are a distraction for us with social media and everything. I think sometimes it's a distraction for the younger generation, because their education wise, they're not focused on their education, and they're not understanding that it's hard. It's hard trying to learn something new and understand it when you constantly on your phone each and every night. You don't study, and it's kind of hard for people to even tell our younger generation, like, okay, this is why you shouldn't be on your phone. Like, you're spending so much time being on your phone that you don't even know what's going on in this world, like with the government wise, nothing, but you be on your phone. Usually the generation now, they be on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, other stuff. But usually they don't know that these apps are tracking, basically they are tracking every phone. The young generation don't know about location wise, because the government can see anything. They know everything. And the way that I see it is that the kids, they're constantly being on their phone, but little do they know that it's the government watching them. So they're watching them do anything on their phone. They can do whatever, they can be on TikTok, all that, and everything, but they still wouldn't even know that the government's watching them, because they don't pay attention, like in class or in school. They don't pay attention nowhere because they're constantly on their phone. They're being distracted by their phone. They're not pertaining to learning about the consequences of having a phone. What can happen if you do this, if you make this mistake on the phone? What would be the consequence behind it? Honestly, I believe that this younger generation should focus more on planning and preparing for college. We're getting ready for high school, college, and so forth on. And not they shouldn't be focusing on, okay, I need I need to like this person picture, or I need to post this to get famous, or I need to make this no I need to make this tweet to get famous. No, it shouldn't be the decision. The decision is, you should be knowing the things that you post can track, it can be with you for the rest of your life, no matter what. You can be 12 years old and make you a terrible post, and they'll go with you for the rest of your life, because you made that decision and you didn't understand what came prepared behind that, just by being on your phone making that decision. So I would just wanted to ask you guys, should this young generation be able to have a phone? I mean, I understand with having a phone with emergency wise, but do you think that the younger generation should just have a phone just to make calls and text messages to their parents and their friends, just to let them know they're safe? Like, I think that these apps and everything should have an age requirement, because you never know who you're talking to online. You could be talking to a 13-year-old, you could talk to a 13-year-old person, but on their profile it says that they're 25. You never know. That's why I believe that the App Store, Google Play, Apple Store, they should have an age requirement that requires their date of birth, their actual date of birth, and they should require either an identification card. I don't know. I don't honestly think they should do Social Security, because your Social Security can get to whoever in the whole wide world. But honestly, I think that it's best for people. I think it's best for parents, because usually parents do not watch their kids being on their phone. Usually, I think it's best for parents to actually have that have their children's media, because these children, they post anything they want to, and it's kind of terrible that we live in this type of generation, but it is what it is, because no matter what you tell a kid these days, they're not going to listen. They will tell you directly in their face that they're not going to do it, but they'll turn around and then they'll do it. It's like it's going out this ear into the other. So I came to ask you today, should these companies require age limit and identification card in order for them to purchase the app, or should they just keep letting it go? Because many do they not know that people are dying from apps just because of them meeting up without knowing their actual age. Like, I want you to understand that it's hard for a person to know who they're dealing with, because a person, like, for example, I can put it like this. For example, there's an app there called Tinder. I'm using it, but I won't use myself. I would download a picture from online and put it as my profile picture and just create a name. And little do they know, some people do that, and other people will fall for it. And then once they get to talking for several days, weeks, months, and they finally meet up, and ended up you going missing just because that you think that you're talking to this person, knowing you're not the whole time, and they know that you're not talking to them person. They're not talking to you, but whole time that you're leading them on for you to meet up with them and everything. So my question is for today, that would you let your kid, your future kid, have a phone and have all these social media apps and posting everything without your concern, without your permission? Would you let your kid have that? That's why I came to ask today, because I understand that these kids in this generation, they love to be on social media. They need a phone. Without their phone, they feel like life is dead, life is terrible. They don't have nothing to lose. And I understand that their friends have it. And little do they know that their friend's mother also, well, their friend's parents also care about them having their, some people, cause I know majority of kids' parents have their social media and make sure that they posting the right things on social media, because if they don't, a phone getting took just like that. So I ask this question: do you think it is okay and do you think it's okay and appropriate for your kid to have a social media without them requiring identification or a picture and your approval? Let me know what you think. Peace out.